Ever wondered what it's like inside the mind of a psychopath? Well, buckle up, because we're about to embark on a riveting journey into one of the most enigmatic and misunderstood realms of human psychology, psychopathy. Often misrepresented in popular culture, psychopathy is a complex mental disorder that's far more intricate than just the cold, emotionless persona we're accustomed to. From empathy deficits to deceptive charms, we'll delve into it all. So are you ready? Let's dive headfirst into the world of psychopathy. So what exactly is psychopathy? Well, let's dive into it. Psychopathy is a complex personality disorder, typically characterized by enduring antisocial behavior, diminished empathy and remorse, and bold, disinhibited and egotistical traits. Unlike other mental disorders, psychopathy is not defined by hallucinations or delusions, but by a persistent pattern of disregard for and violation of the rights of others. Imagine a person who can lie effortlessly, charm you off your feet but feel no guilt or empathy whatsoever. That's a snapshot of a psychopath. It's like they're playing a game of chess, viewing people as pawns to manipulate and use for their own gain. However, it's important to remember that not all psychopaths are violent criminals. Some lead normal lives, blending into society without raising any red flags. Understanding psychopathy is the first step to understanding a psychopath. Imagine not being able to feel empathy. It's a concept that might seem alien to many of us, but for a psychopath, it's everyday reality. Picture this. You're watching a heart-wrenching scene in a movie. Most of us would feel a pang of sadness, a welling of tears. But to a psychopath, it's as impactful as watching paint dry. In the world of psychopathy, the lack of empathy is not just a trait, it's a defining characteristic. It's like a missing jigsaw piece in the puzzle of human emotion. Take the case of a man who swindled his elderly neighbors out of their life savings. He felt no remorse, no guilt. In fact, he found it amusing. This isn't just cold-heartedness, it's an inability to understand or share the feelings of others. It's seeing the world in black and white, devoid of emotional hues. The inability to empathize is a hallmark of psychopathy. You might not even know you're interacting with a psychopath. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? That's because psychopaths are masters of disguise. They wear what's known as the mask of normalcy, blending seamlessly into society like a chameleon against a leafy backdrop. Imagine a charismatic individual who seems to have it all: the perfect job, a sparkling social life, and an uncanny ability to charm anyone they meet. This could be your coworker, your neighbor, or even your best friend. But here's the twist. Behind this facade of perfection is a carefully constructed persona designed to hide their true nature. They're like actors on the world stage, delivering Oscar-worthy performances of normalcy, while hiding their lack of empathy and emotional depth. It's a chilling game of deception, and the stakes couldn't be higher. For beneath the mask of normalcy, a different reality exists. Ever felt like your brain was on autopilot? You know, those moments when you drive home but don't recall the journey, or you finished a meal but can't remember the taste? Well, imagine your life being one long autopilot experience. Welcome to the world of psychopaths. They are not necessarily disconnected from reality, but their brains often function like they're on cruise control, especially when it comes to emotional engagement. Imagine a car smoothly driving along, not needing the driver to constantly steer or apply the brakes. That's a psychopath's mind. It's not that they can't feel emotions, it's more like they're watching a movie of someone else's feelings. They observe, mimic, and respond as required, but the emotional connection, the feeling part, doesn't really kick in. They are like actors on the world stage, playing their parts but not truly living the emotions. And here's the thing. For psychopaths, autopilot is the norm, not the exception. The thrill of danger can be enticing, but for psychopaths, it's a way of life. Imagine a world where rules are mere suggestions and the consequences of actions are irrelevant trivia. Welcome to the psychopath's playground, a place where risk is the main course and thrill is the dessert. Like a gambler betting his last chip, psychopaths constantly chase the high of adrenaline and the rush of uncertainty. Take, for example, the infamous case of the daredevil bank robber who, despite having a fortune tucked away, continued his streak of heists, not for money, but for the sheer thrill of it. Or consider the high-functioning corporate psychopath who jeopardizes an entire company with risky business decisions, not for profit, but for the exhilarating game of it. For psychopaths, the line between sane and insane is blurred by the fog of risk. Risk-taking is not just a behavior for psychopaths, it's a lifestyle. Deception is an art, and psychopaths are the artists. Now let's delve into the world of psychopaths and their artistry of deception. They are not merely lying for the sake of lying, it's more complex than that. It's a performance, an act, a game of manipulation where they are the puppet masters and others are the marionettes. Consider a case study, the infamous Charles Ponzi, a psychopath who orchestrated one of the largest financial frauds in history. He had an uncanny ability to deceive, luring thousands into his scheme with the promise of lavish profits. His charisma and eloquence masked his true intentions, duping even the most discerning of investors. Psychopaths, like Ponzi, are adept at studying people, understanding their desires, fears, and vulnerabilities. They exploit these to weave a web of deception, ensnaring their unsuspecting victims. It's a twisted dance of manipulation, where the psychopath leads and the victim follows, oblivious to the impending doom. In the world of a psychopath, deception is a tool, not a vice. Imagine a world without emotion, a world where joy, sorrow, anger, and love are merely words without any intrinsic meaning. Welcome to the psychopath's emotional landscape. It's not that they don't understand these emotions conceptually, they just don't experience them the way others do. Consider the case of Michael, who, when asked to describe happiness, referred to it as a smiley face emoji, or Jane, who interpreted sadness as a rainy day. Their interpretations aren't wrong per se, but they're significantly detached from the depth and complexity of human emotion. This emotional void doesn't make them robotic or less human. On the contrary, they often become adept at mimicking emotions, learning the right cues and responses. But it's akin to learning a foreign language phonetically without understanding the meaning of the words. For psychopaths, emotion is a foreign concept. It's a language they can speak, but never truly understand. Charm can be deceptive, and no one knows this better than a psychopath. Picture this. A charismatic individual, seemingly the life of the party, always saying the right things, making people feel good about themselves. This is the mask that many psychopaths wear, and they wear it well. They are masters of manipulation, able to feign interest and create the illusion of intimacy. It's like they have a sixth sense for what people want to hear. Let's consider the case of Ted Bundy, a notorious serial killer. Many who knew him described him as personable and charming, yet beneath this appealing facade, he harbored a chilling lack of empathy and a propensity for violence. This is the paradox of the psychopath's charm. It's not genuine, but a tool, a means to an end. Beneath the charm, however, lies a different reality. Who's the fairest of them all? Well, for a psychopath, it's always them. Narcissism, folks, isn't just an ugly trait, it's a defining characteristic of psychopathy. With a self-image inflated beyond belief, psychopaths perceive themselves as superior beings, always a cut above the rest. They're the heroes in their own stories, the winners in their own games, and why wouldn't they be? In their minds, they're flawless, invincible, untouchable. In the mind of a psychopath, they're always the fairest of them all. The thrill of the hunt is a driving force for many psychopaths. Imagine a game of cat and mouse, but the stakes are real and alarmingly high. The rush they feel, the adrenaline, it's like a drug for them. It's not about the end goal, but the chase that precedes it. The excitement, the anticipation, it fuels their actions, often leading to dangerous and harmful consequences. Life for a psychopath is a ceaseless hunt. They are the predator, always on the prowl. Enjoying the journey so far? If so, give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button to join us as we continue to unravel the mysteries of the human mind. You won't want to miss what's next. Stay tuned for more intriguing insights. Ever wondered why psychopathy exists? It's a puzzling question indeed. From an evolutionary standpoint, one might argue that psychopathy, with its hallmarks of deception and fearlessness, could have offered survival advantages in certain circumstances. Perhaps the psychopath's ability to manipulate others and take risks without fear were traits that, in some twisted way, ensured the survival of their genes. Psychopathy is an enigma, both fascinating and terrifying. We've delved into the mind of a psychopath, but what have we learned? We've uncovered a labyrinth of emotionless behavior, a mask of normalcy, and an art of deception that is as fascinating as it is chilling. We've seen the charm, the thrill of the hunt, and the risk-taking behavior that defines them. The psychopath's mind is an enigma, complex and intriguing. Understanding is the first step towards empathy, even for those who struggle to empathize themselves. Thanks for joining us on this intriguing journey. We hope you found our delve into the enigma that is the psychopath's mind enlightening. Do share this with others who might find it intriguing. Remember, understanding is the first step towards empathy. Until next time, keep exploring.
Savored this video? Fancy another? Click the on-screen video for an even deeper dive into fresh territory. Your support is like a warm cuppa on a brisk day. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, ring that bell for the latest content. Cheers for watching.